The major problems with boxing is it just takes so friggin' long. I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta come over here, I gotta come over here. Ah, that took me like 7 or 8 seconds, and that's just not good. Sure, MVP or whatever could probably do that a lot quicker than I do, but most people do have issues with that, and that's why boxing is not quite as heavily used as maybe it should be. There are alternatives to boxing, and namely that's going to be control groups. You see, I've already set up a control group, number 1, with all of our Zerglings in it. And that it basically takes the place of the big box. You're still only see, you can hear me clicking that's following them around. Double clicking your control group will always make it go to that control group. So say I have these hatcheries on 2, double tap 2, double tap 1, double tap 2, double tap 1, double tap 2. There's camera location keys that work very, very similar to this. But yes, you have all these units in a control group. Well, this can be both good and bad. Say, you have half these units where, you're running against banelings, say. You're running them towards banelings, one baneling goes off, and you lose the whole army. Well, that's bad. And control groups there's only 10 control groups, so you can't hotkey this small contingency, this small contingency, this small contingency, this small contingency. It just becomes too much to try microing all at once. So what you want to do is, double tap 1, get yourself locked on. I'm going to move them over here, and that was with a control group. And now I'm surrounding them. Let's say there's a big base here. I wasn't sure if there was banelings. There's not any. Boom. I had everything converge. I started off, I'm going to do it again. I started off with the control group selected, right-clicked on where I wanted to go, double-tapped it again, and started splitting. And then hit attack and go. And they would then surround whatever they're going. Now, you could obviously time that a lot better. I had 3 different forces arrive at 3 different times. But again, the premise is there. Just being able to split, surround, doing all kinds of fancy shenanigans that your opponent may not be aware of. Now, for those of you not familiar with control groups, there's basically 3 things you're going to need to know. In order to create a control group, you want to select the units. We're only going to select 5 here. Hold Control and press the number that you want to create the control group on. In this case, it's Control 1. You saw that number changed over to 5. It just rebound over my old hotkey. I could do that on 3, and this is both 1 and 3. There's not really much reason to want to do that, but it's there if you wanted. Let's send these back over here to the original control group and rebind this. Well, actually, we've got 5, right? So you can see the yellow circles around these 5, how I have them selected. Now I'm deselecting those in favor of this bigger group. Watch this. I'm holding Shift and I'm going to press 1. That will then add all the other units to this original control group rather than rebinding it. This is Shift 1 compared to Control 1. Boom, I'm back at 28 Zerglings. Everything is selected and I can bring it all back around. Really cool, huh? Well, check this out. Let's say there's a Zelnaga tower over here. Actually, I can build one. Pretty sure I can build one. Oh, come on. I used to be able to build one. What happened? Anyways, let's just say there's a Zelnaga tower here. So I want to send a Zergling over there to it. Boom. Right-click where it's going. Shift-click 1. That actually removes the Zergling out of the group. I'm going to show you guys that again in small range, and then we'll do it in big range. So boom, he's no longer selected. See how he gets left behind? Boom. Real simple. Gonna do it again, and again, and again. I'm not being too precise with my clicks here, so I'm actually messing some up. I'm gonna show you in a second how there's a much easier way to do this. But as you can see, I'm slowly but surely splitting out lings. Pretty cool. Well, now I've got them all selected back again. Cool. Well, you can actually click lings out of control groups down here too. Boom. Boom. boom, boom, boom. Kind of see they're all splitting out. Cool deal. Well, now let's say there's a Zelnaga tower, or I want a Zergling at my opponent's third to know when he takes his third. That's really common. What you want to do is right-click their third, boom, hold Shift, click a Zergling, hit Control and 1. You don't ever want that Zergling moving around with his army again, so you rebind the group as Control 1 after Shift-clicking out the original unit. That way you can spam 1 all you want, but that mug is still going to stay there. See, he's not moving at all. Cool.